My brothers and sisters, in our first reading, we find out that Jesus is gone. He went to heaven, and we celebrate the ascension of the Lord last Thursday. And these disciples, they are all confused. They really don't know what to do. They still don't understand. They live in fear, and when they came back to the upper room, they locked themselves inside. My brothers and sisters, the question is, what do we do when our world is falling apart? When we live in stress or depression? And of course, some of us lock ourselves in. Some of us escape. Some of us go fishing. Some of us play games, simply killing time. Some of us have a drink to boost the spirit. And some of us pray, try to be connected with God. And this is exactly what apostles did. All these devoted themselves with one accord to prayer, together with some women and Mary, the mother of Jesus and his brothers. And this is what we should do. We should pray. And some of us might ask the question, why? What for? Is it really possible that prayer can help in a difficult situation? Is it really possible that prayer can solve my problems, pay my credit card debt, help with my mortgage, put food on my table, change the husband or wife attitude? Is really prayer possible to force God to perform a miracle for me when I really need it? And my brothers and sisters, the truth is that prayer doesn't change God. Prayer will change you, your heart, your attitude towards life and other people. So your heart will not become closed to love. So your heart will not become bitter, made of stone, even in the middle of troubles and difficulties. Prayer is simply being united with God. It means prayer simply being united with the source of life. To be or not to be, this is the question. And we want to be. We want to live. We want to be united with the source of life. And of course, we can get and we can make energy from barbecue chicken or sugar energy bar. We can intake a lot of calories, and we may have a lot of stamina, strength. But my brothers and sisters, the truth is that many times it is not enough to get you out of your sofa to take care of the garbage. In many cases, the garbage bag is too heavy, because what we need is not just muscles, but we need the Spirit who will help us to do wonderful things. Muscles are not enough to overcome our laziness and fears. So when we face a new day, even a difficult day, close your door, open your heart to God, the Spirit will come. And in the Gospel today, my brothers and sisters, Jesus is doing exactly what we're supposed to do. He's praying. In the middle of his troubles, in the most dramatic moment of his life, Jesus is praying. When he's facing so much pain, suffering, death, even hanging on the cross, he doesn't complain, he doesn't accuse anyone, he doesn't promise revenge, he prays. And today, in the upper room, before his death, what is he praying for? He says, "Give glory to your Son, so that your Son may glorify you just as you gave him authority over all people, so that your Son may give eternal life to all you gave him. Now this is eternal life, that they should know you, the only true God, and one whom you sent. So, my brothers and sisters, Jesus wants us to know God, to know God, to know him. What does it mean to know? Well, of course, we are nosy people. We want to know a lot. We are nosy, we gossip a lot, just to know. We want to know the recent news and, of course, the bad news, the better news. The people watch the universe. They invent tools like telescopes because we want to know what's out there. People sacrifice a lot to make discoveries, to climb Mount Everest or El Capitan. We can pay a huge price to know the earth and the universe. And of course, we want to know important people. We don't ignore important people. We want to know them. And today, Jesus wants us to know the most important, that is God. Simply because to know God is eternal life, and it begins here and now. The old proverb says, it doesn't matter how much money you have, but whom you know. So we can boast to know the CEO of Goldman Sachs. Maybe you can boast that you know the mayor of Doylestown. Maybe you can boast that you have a selfie with Donald Trump or Joe Biden, or maybe you have a picture on your wall, picture of you with the Pope. But the question is, how is it possible for me to know God? Where can I find God? And somehow, my brothers and sisters, the presence of God, the manifestation of God, manifestation of his glory is connected with the human suffering. Wherever there is cross, God is present. Wherever there is suffering and pain, God is present. In a hospital bed, God is present. In the middle of sickness, virus, cancer, God is there. In the middle of rejection, divorce, loneliness, God is present. Wherever you fall or sin, God is there. God is present. In the middle of poverty, God is present as well. So this is the good news for us today. There is hope because God is present. God is with us, always, at every moment of our lives. So if you feel that your life is turning upside down, that everything is falling apart, that you are turning into dust, because we are dust and unto dust we shall return, because you think that you are just about to lose your job, maybe you lost your job, you lost your hope, maybe you lost your spouse, health or money, Jesus is close and prays for you and with you. Jesus is praying for you today, so you may know God and have eternal life. So don't give up. Don't lose your soul. Don't lose your spirit. The Spirit will come and teach you everything. In Him we live and move and have our being. And there is always a question how to pray and what to pray. What prayer is the best? Is it a novena, or is it a litany, or is Our Father, or Hail Mary? What prayer is the best? And the answer is very simple, because the best prayer is the one you pray, you say every day. This is the best one. We can boast to know Jesus, because we know we have a friend in high places.